Hello friends, hello. Welcome back to Musings by Nikki. This is Nikki. Back today with another journal. April 8th, it is my significant other, my other half, my husband. It's his birthday today. So we've already been to birthday lunch and now I'm quick filming this before we have birthday cake extravaganza. Because it's not just a cake, it's all kinds of desserts. So I'm having my cup of coffee. Also, it's Minnesota is where I live, and it's April 8th, and it's supposed to be spring, but it is. I'm looking out my window right now, and it is snowing. What? Yep, it's snowing yet again. White snow falling. Whatever. I'm over it. But I have a sweater on and I have my coffee because it's cold and it's snowing. So here is another, because I can't get past this and Minnesota can't get past winter. So you just keep getting to see floral, spring. Come on, Minnesota. That's the journals that I'm making right now because I want flowers, and you know, we have beautiful springs here and beautiful summers. So that's what I keep making. So here's another one. This lovely is my standard 6x9. It has a 2.5-inch curved spine with some bands on it. And just this cool fabric covered. And then it has just kind of these collagey bits on top. Some buttons and a brad, some laces, a little bird wearing a crown because cute, right? And then it's tied with, on the side, it's got lots of strings, it's got lots of sewing, tons of sewing in this. I got a new sewing machine, so now the last few books that I've made have been full of sewing. And it's closed with seam biters ribbon that doubles over itself, so if they're nice and long, you can wrap them however you want and tie them however you want. So let's take a sip of coffee. And here we go. Right inside the cover, we have this lace that I love. That's this triple layer lace. It's so pretty. And I have a collage, one of my collage tags in here that's sewn on the back. Well, I mean, it's sewn on the front, but you can see the sewing on the back. So that's in the front pocket. You could tuck other things in there. You could clip a pen there if you wanted to. And then from Gail Agostinelli, maybe I want to say, I was watching one of her videos about making tags, and she was making all these really cute tags with the little Tim Holtz ephemera people. And so my daughter and I made a whole bunch of them, Joy, who you've seen. And so here's some napkins and some people collaged onto some tags. So you're gonna see several of them in here. So this cute little girl resides in this little pocket, and that flap flips up to some coffee stain paper that you could journal on the back. Oh, and then, okay. What I didn't tell you before I start this, but let me tell you now, is, let me see if you can see this. In this journal, yeah, you can't really see. In this journal, see how there are some skinny signatures and some fat ones? So the skinny signatures are this thing. I'm gonna call them, let's see, I'm gonna call them go-betweens, because they're like in between each of my bigger traditional signatures. I have these skinnier ones. So they're this much only, and they're made constructed completely from patterned paper. And they have any variety of pockets and tuck spots and just little places to hide and tuck and do cool little things. So this one, this particular go-between signature, has this on the front, and then you open it up, and there's a pocket here. And this is another new thing that I'm doing. So, you know, I like my quilted cards that I make that I learned from Johanna. This is actually woven paper. So I was kind of playing with that idea of the quilted card, but these are actually woven and then just glued along the edges, and I sewed around the edge, and it's kind of cool. You could actually journal right on the back of it. So it's cool. So that sticks in here, this big pocket. Then there are a couple of these small little paper bags, and those are here, and they have little tags that go in them. And then I'm going to move my coffee. And then there's another big pocket here, and it has a couple of these cards made out of pattern paper that open up and fold, and you could journal right in those, like little card envelope things. And then that flap closes, and on the back side of this go between, there's also a pocket that has a big sheet of journaling card paper back there. So that's the first one of those. Then here's the first actual like traditional signature. So there's this big, again, this is just lots of flowers, lots of vintagey kind of shabby chic feel to this one, just similar to the last couple I've done, because of course it's snowing and it's Minnesota, I can't get over it. So here's some cute little girls on the front of this tag that's been stamped and all kinds of things. We did all kinds of things to these. So you're going to see several of those through here. Here is, on this page, there's a pocket that's collaged onto vellum, and then you pull it out and there's another, these are old card catalog cards, and a graphic, and then there's a tag that pulls out of that. And there's some lace sewn on there. So that tucks in, and then this is also a page that folds out. So there's a book page envelope with a little emblem sewn on, and inside here there are a couple little pieces of ephemera, another one of those little tags with a little boy on there and some book page. And that goes back in the little envelope, and then behind that is also a pocket, and so this has been just a tag that's sewn around. And then here is some old library cards, and then a little library pocket made out of book pages. And then behind this whole fold out is also a pocket, and that's a big tag that you can pull out and journal on, and it's just got some ribbon on the top. And we've got a couple of blank journaling pages here, and some pretty pattern paper. There's some cool pattern paper in here. I kind of went on a spree and bought a bunch of pattern paper, more of my dingly stuff. I went back to the cool trim store when my mom was in town a couple of weeks ago. We went back and I found some more of this. So, so I have re-upped my stock of this stuff. This is just some vellum paper that's been printed with graphics, floral graphics. So you'll see those in here as well. More journaling pages. Here's some pattern paper with just some kind of flag bunting sewn along, and the top one has a little eyelet, and there's a little bird charm there. And then on the reverse is this kind of floral paper. Here's another one of those like lift up flaps that reveals a spot to journal, and tucked in there is an old library card and a tag. And then in this, there's a pocket on top of the pocket, and there is this little boy and his dog. He's so cute. And then just an old stamp piece of ephemera. So those go back in there. In the middle of the signature, there are these flip outs. So these flip out, and you can journal on the inside of those. And each one is also a pocket. So it has a tag that goes in to the pocket on the edges of the page. Oops. Then we have another pocket with some sewing along the top. And in here is another one of the cards that we made. This has napkins and book pages, and this is an old card catalog page as well. And then there is a glassine envelope with a postcard in it. These are reproduction postcards, but you could actually use it to mail if you wanted to, or you can just use it to journal on and then stick it back in here. But putting postcards inside these glassine bags reminds me of how like you would have bought them, how they would have come packaged from little souvenir shops and stuff. So that's in this little tab, there's a lot of tabs in here too. This one's just got some lace sewn on it, and it's paper, but then it also has some brads on the back here, a little pearl, and a little leaf. Some journaling pages. Here's the other side of that vellum printed with some pretty roses. Here's just some pretty little lace sewn on the side here with the pin stuck on it. Here's a journaling card with a little fairy on there. Here are a couple different layers of pockets. So this big pocket has this big chandelier in it. This paper is so pretty. You probably cannot see this on camera, but the gold painted, so there's like this white layer and then there's this gold, and it looks like the gold is over the white, but then at some points the white looks, it looks 3D. I'm talking about something you guys probably can't see on camera, but I'm serious, this is a cool paper. And so then that's that, and then inside this pocket there's another journaling card, and then that's another pocket, and there's this little baby one up on top there. Cute, cute, it's like little nesting dolls. And then here's a tab and a pocket. This is one of those grateful cards that I love to use, and you can flip it open and write inside there. It also acts as a pocket, and there is there are a couple of just journaling cards. This one's been stamped and embossed with clear embossing and then just distressed. Here's the next signature, the go-between signature. So this one is this thick, and on the front it has this little paper clip, that's what those are called, from Hobby Lobby. Oh my gosh, I made my first trip to Hobby Lobby. Can we just talk about this for just 1 second? As a quick aside, in Minnesota, most of the time I've just always gone to Joann and Michael's, but I went to Hobby Lobby for the first time, and I'm just, oh my goodness, like I'm an addict. I'm glad that it's not super close to where I live, because otherwise I wouldn't have any money. So that said, here's a little French ephemera. It's just a little ticket, and it's tucked into this paper clip, which of course I found at Hobby Lobby. And then on the flip side of it, this little thing, this is actually so cute. Okay, so this pulls off. You can take this off, and then this opens up, and there are little pages that are tabbed, so you can write in those, and some cute pattern paper behind it, and then it just all closes back up like this, and then you can put the, I'm trying to do it with the ticket on there. That's just not working. You can put the little paper clip back on there. Oh my gosh, or you can't. Whatever. You put the paper clip back on and it'll work for you. And then then you open this up, and here is a fold out. There are pockets on both sides of that, and inside there is some journaling. And then inside this one is another one of those big pieces of journaling card paper, kind of. And this really pretty bird paper in the middle of this like miniature go-between signature. And then when you close it, there's a pocket on the back, and it has another one of those card tags that's embossed and distressed. Then on the next, oh no, this is the back of the signature. So then there's also a little garden notebook clipped in, and this is just another one of those little mini notebooks. And that's just clipped on there. And then there's a little charm. There's a charm on the bottom of this tab. And on the back, there's a pocket that also acts as a tag, and it has a journaling card stuck in there. Okay, that's the go-between. This is the next big signature. There are a couple of heart tags that you can flip up and journal in. And then there's a little tab on the side, and you flip it, and there is a pocket with some paper ribbon and a couple of pieces of ephemera just tucked in here, tags that you can journal. This is another collage tag that I made that you can see the sewing through the back. This is that, my crunchy paper that I love. Here is another piece of vellum with some birds and some little cherry blossoms, and a tag that has some leaf sewing on there. And here's some digital stamping, and then that perennial that goes along with some little pages from that small flower book that I have that are really just cute, and from like, I think 1940 or 45. This is actually a pocket or a tuck spot. There's just nothing in there. Here's a little charm that's a little flower. Here is a tuck spot. This is a tag that is sewn, and a journaling card, and this pretty gold paper reminds me of like wallpaper, some fancy wallpaper. This is the middle of that signature. So both sides are kind of the same. There's pocket and a big pocket, or medium and then a big pocket. In the front, they both have these bird journaling cards from graphics from the Graphic Fairy. And then in the middle pocket, there is a larger journaling card on both sides. And this one here, and this has been sewn around and distressed. And then in the back, there are large tags made on this kind of green, springy looking green and gold paper. And there's another big tag back there. And there's just lace and trim sewn along the edges of those pockets. And on the back side of that, there are some flip ups with journaling space underneath them, and the edges have been punched. And it's the back. I love this paper. There's a tag that has some lace on it, and a Tim Holtz pin, some of those vintage antique looking ones. More journaling space. Here's the other side of those flower cards. They're just so bright and cheerful. More digital stamping. Here's some more vellum with some beautiful roses on it. Crunchy paper. Here's another big pocket with some roses. It has a little pink tassel. The edge of the pocket acts again like a tab, and tucked inside is another journaling card that is collaged, and another one of those card catalog pocket deals with the tag in there. Those are stuck in there. And on the back is clipped one of my collage tags. And this is also, I have a digital kit now, so it has copies of my collage tags that you can cut out and print off and use in your journals or your cards or your work. You can check that out in my Etsy store. And then here's some places to journal. This is just part of that it's part of an old writing and spelling workbook from the 40s. This is the next go-between signature. That's how wide this one is. It has this beautiful, more of that beautiful paper that looks kind of almost 3D. This one has really pretty flowers. So you open it up, there's places to journal here, and then in the middle, it has these two flaps that both open out, so you could attach photos or, memorabilia in here. You could clip memorabilia, pamphlets, you could clip all kinds of stuff in there or attach things in. And then when you flip them back shut, there are two pockets here. So both of these little tuck spot pockets have notebooks in them where you could write. There's a couple of book pages in there, and graph paper and stuff. Both of those, this is the same thing. So both of those have little notebooks in them. So and then this one closes, and more pattern paper, and then it closes to that beautiful floral. So again, there's just another little go-between. Kind of fun to see all the places where things are tucked and stuff. Then this is the last big signature. On the front, there is a card that's just been embossed, and a pocket with some trim on it. On the back, these are some library pockets made out of card catalog. Where my mom works is, cheers tags, is near the library in their little town. And so she's got an inn, so whenever they're getting rid of these, she gets them for me. Thanks, Mom, good looking out. So here's another one and some book pages. And here is, these people enjoyed a book called The Best Little House. It was probably a good book. I think this last batch was a lot of kids' books, so it's kind of fun. They're kids' books that were being checked out. Here's some collaging, and here's a pocket. This is another sewn collage tag. Tabs. Here's some more roses printed on a piece of vellum. You know, you can journal right on that if you want to. It's kind of cool. It would show through the paper, or you can just leave it alone. Here's some trim. Oh, this one's a pretty trim, sewn on the side there. This is just a little tuck spot with a couple little pieces of French ephemera tickets. But again, you can write on the back of them. Here's another pocket with another journaling card. The middle of the signature has flip ups. So these flip up to reveal spots that you can journal on underneath. They're all different. And then these two have pretty little birds, and these two have little pockets with little tags, with little tabs on the top, and they're sewn around, little music, little. So there we go. There's a map on the back of that one. On the back of that is a pocket, and here is an inventory tag, and then this is another one of the tags that Joy and I made that is got some napkin Mod Podged onto it, and then it's sewn around the edges. Journaling, some lace trims, some beautiful roses on vellum, some other potted flowers, crunchy paper, a cloth tab with, I loved these earrings. I got them at the farmer's market near my house, and the other one is just hopelessly gone. So my loss is your gain. This is a cool little tag. Now it's a cool little charm just stuck in here. So that's attached with a clothing pin. Here's another little pocket. Inside of this, there is another one of those journaling cards that we made. And then there's another little mini notebook. So this one has papers over here to write on, and a little pocket with a tag in it over here. And this is actually this is cut from a watercolor painting that I did a while ago. And it was just sampling out some new, I think, watercolor pencils or something. So I cut it out and stuck it on. Here is a pocket made from sewn leaves, made from some scripty paper, and then it's a library pocket that acts as a couple pockets, and another one of those tags with this lovely lady. And here's a bird, and this has been just clear stamped and embossed, and some pretty ribbon on top. Here's another one of those postcards. Famous picture, a couple kissing by the Eiffel Tower. Inside this tuck spot with a pretty rose on it. And then the very last thing in here is the last of these go-betweens. So this one starts with kind of this little half-page thing, and stuck in the front tuck spot is this little autographs book. So it has a bunch of pages of papers in here. And then it's folded over, and on the reverse is folded over, and there's a tag. And then the two of them sewn together make a pocket in which there resides a journaling card. And then the last part here folds out. So the fold has a tuck spot on it. So there's this tag, and then that folds out. And there are a couple of journaling cards back here in this pocket, side of the pocket. This side of the pocket forms a tuck spot, and there is a journaling, another little mini notebook, and then that closes, and this flips over, and the back side is a pocket that's bent over, and inside that is this tuck spot, I guess you could call it, and you could journal all over that. And then there's also inside that another notebook. So I feel like even if there aren't enough blank pages to journal on in here, there are enough mini notebooks and little things like that in here that you have plenty of space to journal on top of all the stuff that I've tucked in. And then here's my stamp, just my stamp on the back, and another pocket back here that you could stick whatever you wanted to, ephemera or, you know, washi tape samples or whatever you wanted to do in the back side of that. And then, like all of my bindings, it has the thing and you just push, it has the space, and then you just push it back in. And that way it lays nice and flat for you. So here we go. This is this one. I hope this hasn't been a long video. It probably has, but I have had lots of asides. Anyway, thanks for joining me today on this snowy April 8th. I hope you all are doing wonderful. I recently went over 100 subscribers, which might seem like a small milestone to some, but to me, it's something that I just never set out to do. So thank you to all of you who have subscribed and who watch my videos and leave comments. I really just, this is amazing and I enjoy the support. And so thank you very much for 100 viewers or 100 subscribers, excuse me. And I will see you again very soon. Thank you. Take care. God bless.